Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. There's grace that taught my heart to fear, and grace my fears relieve. How precious did that grace appear.
This is Jeremy Boone. Welcome to Love and Hope in Cleveland. Our first episode, we're going to bring a special guest named Dewey Everchester. Cleveland's own. Played for Cleveland Browns for 3 years. Went to the University of Pittsburgh. Has a great story. Been in Hollywood for 30 years. Wrote dozens of books. But just like everyone comes onto a tough time. On this first episode, we're going to focus on Dewey and his life and how he got to where he is today. And hopefully we can show him some love and some hope in Cleveland.
I'm a Cleveland man, actually. I grew up here in Cleveland. And of course, Cleveland has always been my heart. I wanted to be significant and I wanted to be a precedent. Carl Stokes was my hero. I was a professional football player. I came out of the University of Pittsburgh. I was a rookie when I came to the Cleveland Browns. I was recommended to come to the Browns from a taxi team called the Pottstown Firebirds. And before that, I'd been with the San Diego Chargers for a bit, under contract with them. Blanton Collier was the coach of the Cleveland Browns at that time. Collier had been the coach for Jim Brown, and Jim Brown loved him. And so I understood why. Blanton Collier was a coach of the Cleveland Browns who loved his players. And he signed me to a contract.
Man, brings back memories, right?
Yes, sir. I was 39. I took my mother. She was blind at that point, and I couldn't leave her in Cleveland, and we went out to Los Angeles. And I became a writer for Gene Roddenberry, Star Trek series, for a few minutes. I went to UCLA. I earned a doctorate degree. My mother was most important to me. She had helped me all along, all the journey, and she prepared me for that part of my life. My mother was a World War II veteran. She was injured in the hospital in Los Angeles. And after they were injured, the doctor in charge at this particular hospital, it was Cedars-Sinai actually, the doctor realized that she'd been injured in the hospital, but the doctor didn't want to take the fall for the injury. So what happened is that they decided to put my mother on the street one night at midnight from the hospital. She had no clothes on, she was naked, 94 years old, she's blind. She even had dementia.
We're at the women's homeless shelter, and we're here to see if we can speak to a couple women about their situation.
I never thought that it'd get to the point where I lose everything and have to sleep in my car or be put out of shelter, you know, for a certain amount of days or whatever. And yes, it is. It's cold out here. I had to sleep in my car. People had to come around and give me blankets on the side of the shelter, which this is Norma Hurst Shelter. We on 22nd and Payne. It's like all demons be at you, you know, and there's no win for you here, you know. It's like you got people that been here for 14 years and it's supposed to be an emergency shelter for women. I don't think people should have to live in a shelter more than 2 years without getting a place to stay. I've been waiting on a place to stay because my ceiling fell down in my house, and I was in the hospital in intensive care because I had 2 major open heart surgeries. But, you know, a certain amount of time, all my stuff got throughout. My machines, I'm on CPAPs, I'm on ventilator machines and everything, and my stuff got threw away. And now I have to try to breathe the best way I can. I'm on oxygen machines. You know, when I was at home, I had visiting physician. I had first choice helping me take care of myself. But, you know, as far as this experience, and I know everybody got to go through trials and tribulations, I'm just praying hope to my King, to God, that I never have to experience this again.
And someone told me before I got off the train to check with the Crossroads, a homeless shelter. So I found myself coming to the front door of the Crossroads homeless shelter, and they wanted me to leave my bag and my suitcase outside, and I couldn't do that. Those were my only possessions.
I've written 18 books. The American Library Journal picked one of them to be one of the best, number 2 best read book in the state of Ohio.
You are watching Love and Hope in Cleveland, and I'm your host, Jeremy Boone, and I wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving.